Alrighty lads, how are you all doing? As the title says, the start of this video has no spoilers about the story or any other major aspect about the movie. However, I will get into spoiler territory, and I will put a warning when I get to that part. So I am currently writing this before I've seen the movie. I've only been playing FNAF for a couple of months as of now, and I'd say I'm pretty decent at the games. I've played all of them except for Sister Location, and I believe that I have caught up with most of the lore. Video game movies, in my opinion, have been pretty decent. Heard the Final Fantasy movies are solid enough. Detective Pikachu is okay. Angry Birds is solid enough. Sonic is great, and the big one, the Mario movie. This is the one that hit the mark near perfectly. However, I am placing bets that the FNAF movie will be better. The critics disagree. As usual, Metacritic is spitting absolute boggy water, and I haven't even seen the movie yet. I am planning to see this movie on November 1st because of delays. I'm seeing this with my friend who's been a fan for 9 years, and another one who doesn't even know who Springtrap is. Alright, time to go see it, and I'll see yous all later. What was that? So for my no spoiler thoughts, I thought that the acting and characters of this movie were strong. Mike was pretty good. I like that he kind of reflects Michael Afton from the games. Same with Vanessa, who is practically ripped right out of Security Breach. Steve Raglan was probably the best one, but I'll get to him in the spoiler territory, but just know that he was brilliant. Abby was good enough, but kind of confusing. Again, I will talk about it later. Man, I am not good at hiding foreshadowing. Watch the end of the video, guys! However, the story, well, it was good. It was kind of predictable. You can pretty much piece together the entire movie by using just the trailers. If you want to watch the movie for free, then piece together the trailers. This movie was also just not scary. No, sure, there were a couple of suspenseful and unexpected moments, but overall I got scared by one thing. I'll get to that later also. This film made me laugh more than jump. I also thought the opening was not as good as other movie openings. It didn't really feel like a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. But after that, it just picks up immediately when the animatronics are shown. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Pirate Boy! The animatronics in this movie were easily the highlight of the film. Well, I guess that's to be expected. They were just done so well, and I like all of their designs. Freddy looks pretty much spot on to his appearance in-game. He is obviously very good in this movie, but he isn't treated as a protagonist or antagonist. Like, if you told someone that the cupcake was the main animatronic, they'd probably believe you. I'm still kind of getting used to Bonnie being blue overall, but I really liked him in this film. Chica probably looks the closest to her design in the game, and she was actually used a ton in the movie. She's got the role of lots of important scenes. The cupcake, aka Carl, is easily the most dangerous one. He is the most mobile. Foxy is probably the scariest one, and I like how he seems the most menacing of all of them. The sets for this movie were done really well. It looks like something right out of the 80s, which is exactly what they were going for. Overall, I really liked the film. I was going in expecting lots of fan service, and they delivered on that. However, if you aren't a FNAF fan, it may be kind of confusing which is where the critics are coming from, but I don't care about them. Just know that this movie is great, and if you're a fan, then you will enjoy yourself through and through. Alright, so the rest of this video is going to contain spoilers. This will be about the story, the characters, and like stuff that wasn't in the trailers. So thanks for watching the video up until now, and go see the movie, please. Balloon Boy was the scariest part of the film. Balloon Boy genuinely scared me the most because he was the most unexpected. His design is really creepy and I like it. I was kind of hoping to see the puppet in the movie, but no. He was absent and I cried. So now we are going to talk about the story and some highlights, and oh boy, is this going to be sloppy. So we start off seeing the first security guard working at the pizzeria, but then Foxy finds him and puts him onto a torture device. I must say, Foxy's humming in this movie is so ominous. It's much better than the original one in my opinion. Like, the original one sounded like he was taking a shower. Then we see the guard get brutally murdered. Well, they don't show him getting murdered, but that's just all nice and dandy. Then we see Mike going to his previous job as a security in the mall where he sees what he assumes is a man stealing a child. Then he beats him up. According to the police department policies and regulations, when you catch a criminal in a fight, you do not beat him up. After that, he is fired for beating up an innocent man. After that, we get to see William Appleton. I know what you did. After that, we learn about Mike's past and what happened to his brother. Every night, he tries to dream the same memory to try to pick up some clues about who the kidnapper is, maybe where his brother went. I too would also like to dream about my past and relive the horrors. Following that, Mike and Karen have a parent-teacher meeting, and it was something that happened. Honestly, the movie up to this point hasn't really been about FNAF at all. Like, this goes on for about 15 minutes, and you could mistake this as a movie like Wonder. I know they did this to tell us who these characters are, but they probably could have done it in a better way that contrasts well with the movie. After all that bogus, Mike finally heads towards the abandoned Frederick Fitzgerald's Appetizers restaurant. This is when we learn about the missing kids. When Mike falls into a dream, he sees 5 kids who possesses the animatronics. This is one of the weirdest parts of the movie. If these kids can control the robots, then why hasn't stuff like this happened anywhere else? Well, maybe it has, but anyway, Mike returns from his shift. Then we see a group of plebs in a diner that is not Frederick Fitzgerald's Appetizers restaurant. And we also get to see Mad Pats!
Just theory.
He is one of the many YouTubers who got to be in the movie. In the pizzeria, there was also some other YouTubers like Dalko and 8-Bit Ryan. Really cool to see. So the bozos make up a plan to break into Freddy's and wreck it to get Mike canned. Can't really remember why they want him to be canned in the first place, but I think it's to do with Karen wanting Abby. So Mike goes back for night 2 of his job, and after another failed chase of the children, he gets attacked by the kid who is possessing Foxy, and also simultaneously gets attacked by him in real life. After that, Mike meets Vanessa. She is pretty much the same as Vanessa from Security Breach, except for the part where she becomes a furry. Shows Mike the animatronics performing. He meets Freddy, Chica, Foxy, and Monster. And of course they all look fantabulous. There are a few distinguishable things that set them apart from their in-game designs, but that was done on purpose. As Mike leaves the pizzeria, the boy band come and break into it, and this entire sequence is one of my favorites in the whole movie. Carl gets eaten by Carl, Hank gets killed by Bonnie, and Jeff gets killed by Foxy running down the hall. Then Max gets the bite of 23. This caught me off guard. This kind of thing is barely done in the movie, so it's really off-putting. So Mike is informed that a break-in happened in the pizzeria, and after that they talk about bollocks for 10 minutes. Stuff like this is why I'm excited for that CinemaSins video. It ain't spooky. Mike goes in for another night, accompanied by Abby, and after yet another night about children, Abby is assaulted by the Beard Bird, the Bunny, and the Buccaneer. Never mind, apparently she was tickled by giant stiff hands. These scenes are also some of my faves in the movie. Yes, it isn't scary, but it's cool seeing the animatronics how they're supposed to act. Then in the morning we get to the most confusing part of the movie. We find out that Abby can talk to the spirits of the animatronics in real setting. How is she the only person who can do this? I haven't a clue. And afterward they go in for a 4th night, and this is when we get to see this movie's true colours. Not only do we have the most playful and passive part of the movie, but there is a licensed song in it. This whole scene is very fun and enjoyable, but this is a horror movie. Scenes like this could pass for a toddler's TV show. I will say though that Bonnie falling over is the best scene in the whole movie. Afterward, Mike learns about the spring lock suit. As far as I'm aware, the design is very different to other sources like books and such, which makes sense since this was put into real life. Bonnie blows up for the 3rd time and then we get sent off. Mike then tries to sell Abby and fails, so he goes into another slumber where he sees his parents and brother. He is then taught by the kids that he can have this dream every night, and for that they want Abby. Why they want Abby, I don't really know. They're influenced by William, but what's their motivation to stuff her in a suit? Mike is put into the same torture device from the start of the movie, then either gets attacked by Foxy or escapes him, we don't really know. He is escorted to a first aid area by Vanessa where she tells him about William Afton, which is when the intellectuals also learn that Steve Raglan is in fact William. At the home, Karen is killed or put to sleep by none other than Golden Freddy. Oh my gosh guys, it's Golden Freddy! He's gone now. Yeah, Golden Freddy is only really used to transport the kid and only gets like 7 seconds of screen time. But we do get to see Corey Kenshin, which is also dope. So yeah, at this point Mike is on a mission to save Abby from the Chuck E. Cheese knockoffs. Firstly, he knocks out Freddy and Bonnie pretty easily. I must say, Freddy is really underused in this movie. For being the main antagonist, he doesn't do a whole lot in the film. He might somehow be the worst out of the original 4 in this movie. Chica takes Abby to a springlock suit and is also knocked out by Mike. And after trying to escape, Mike is attacked by a cupcake. Carl is like the face of danger in this movie. He's done the most damage and he is also the most mobile of the animatronics. And when Mike finally escapes, he is face to face with Spring Bonnie. Or in this movie, he is called the Yellow Rabbit. And I'ma be honest, while he is a very ominous character, his voice is very goofy. I also find it hilarious that all the trailers show him being very slow to assert dominance, but once we see him in the movie, he just charges towards Mike and knocks him over. Vanessa tries to stop William and gets stabbed in the most anticlimactic way possible. Like it just happens. What else can I say? Abby realizes that she can change the drawing of the rabbit being nice on the wall to a rabbit being the average furry. When this happens, all the animatronics turn against their creator. Carl jumps at William, biting into the side of the suit, which triggers the spring lock failure. This is the scene people have been waiting for 9 years. Now, some people complain that it isn't bloody enough, or he doesn't seem to be in as much agony as he seems, but I think it was done pretty much perfectly, especially since he gets to say his famous catchphrase, "I always come back." And with that, the animatronics drag the rabbit away and Mike, Vanessa, and Abby escape the building. And with that, the movie ends with a scene of a hospital visit, a final look at Spring Bonnie, and the credits roll. And then we get jump scared by Balloon Boy again. That is pretty much the FNAF movie. Now I'm just going to gather my final thoughts and some other things that I want to point out. Firstly, the characters. Mike was done perfectly, Abby was done pretty good, and Vanessa was done okay. She acts like a Star Wars character in this movie. Obi-Wan never told Luke that Darth Vader was his father. Vanessa never truly explains to Mike that his friends will die, and she knows about his brother. But my main problem with this movie, and I think that I've made it very apparent, this movie, it's not scary. This movie is generally more of a comedy than a movie. Yes, Balloon Boy will keep me up at night, but aside from that, that is it. I think the main problem the scariness doesn't work is because the trailers pretty much show all the main jump scares. I will say though, the visuals of this movie are stunning and the sets look right out of the games with its own twists. And of course, the animatronics were the best part of the movie. They look really cool and their movements are really good too. Freddy is the one that's used the least even though he's the main one. Bonnie is used quite a bit and was the centre of comedy in this film. Chica was given quite a few scenes and Foxy is dope AF. Golden Freddy is barely used and Endo, the OST, it doesn't exist. Now yes, the song that plays in the intro is a bop, but aside from that there is pretty much nothing in the movie. And yeah, it's a horror movie, but still. And yes, I am aware of the Living Tombstone song playing in the credits, and while that was very cool to hear, that's not original to this film. And the puppet theme is nice as well, yet despite all of that. But man, this movie took all the good aspects of the Five Nights at Freddy's series and puts it into a 1 hour and 50 minute long production. If you're a FNAF fan, whether long time or a newbie, you can squeeze some enjoyment out of this movie. There are a few things that hold it back, but overall I am very pleased with this movie. Thank you for watching. This video took quite a while to make, so I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe for more video game content mainly on Nintendo. See you soon.